Hello, my name is Teresa Gamblin, and I'd like to talk to you about the current housing crisis the citizens of Santa Fe, New Mexico are facing. My goal is to provide you with enough information to help you make an informed decision on how to help tackle this issue so that our fellow citizens can have that home feeling. Home sweet home. We all deserve to have a place to call home, a place we can go to feel safe and secure, a place to hang our hats, prop up our feet and relax, a place that is ours. The citizens of Santa Fe are facing a difficult time finding affordable housing in Santa Fe as we are currently experiencing a housing crisis. If supply outweighed demand or even came close to the housing would become more available to families with lower household incomes. One could also make the argument that homelessness, in and of itself, could be the result of lack of jobs or lack of higher paying jobs in Santa Fe. All of these arguments have validity. However, for this presentation, I would like to concentrate on the basic economic theory of supply and demand. In 2016, the City of Santa Fe adopted an ordinance known as the Fee in Lieu Ordinance. This ordinance allows developers to pay a fee as opposed to allocating 15% of newly constructed single-family rental units to affordable housing with rents that meet city guidelines. Affordable housing rates in Santa Fe are based on area median income. Housing is considered affordable if a renter pays no more than 1/3 of household income for housing costs. Let's look at some statistics for the city of Santa Fe. According to Census.gov, the 2017 annual median income for Santa Fe is $34,371 for an individual and $53,922 for the household. The current overall poverty rate is 15.1% and the unemployment rate is 5.6%. From 2013 to 2017, the median gross rent was $1,004. That's a pretty steep rent price for a household income, $53,922 annual, much less an individual making an annual average of $34,371. Now please keep in mind these numbers, they're only averages. In many cases, an individual makes less than $34,000 a year and rent can vary quite drastically. I have a coworker who lives in an efficiency apartment in Santa Fe. This apartment does not have a full functioning kitchen. It contains only a mini fridge and a toaster oven, and they pay $1,200 a month. Now how can we call $1,200 a month for rent for an efficiency apartment on a $17 an hour salary affordable? The Fee in Lieu ordinance was a way to get developers to come to Santa Fe so that the city could end its 10-year drought of commercial development. Currently, there are 1,500 units scheduled to be built with one affordable unit. 1,378 units of the 9 projects have committed to paying the fee by the deadline of January 1, 2020, regardless if the Planning Commission has approved the project. Rick Martinez, chairman of Keep Santa Fe Beautiful and an activist in the board of the Santa Fe Neighborhood Network, is an opponent of the Fee in Lieu ordinance. During an interview with T.S. Last with the Albuquerque Journal, Martinez states, "Everybody is complaining that we're in a crisis for affordable housing, and yet they are letting these developers pay a fee in lieu. It lets them buy their way out instead of doing affordable housing, which is what's needed." Developers are usually backed by out-of-state investors. However, I'm of the opinion the investors should be a part of our community, investing in the people that make up the community. I have recognized a pro to the fee in lieu. It has stimulated the construction of or plans to build more multifamily rental housing. We are in desperate need of more multifamily housing in Santa Fe. However, we need the allocated 15% for the affordable housing. Alexandra Loud, director of Santa Fe's Office of Affordable Housing, stated that she created the initiative to get multifamily development going in the community. This was designed to get market rate housing approved, permitted, and built. Charlene Ortiz of the Albuquerque Journal cited the 2019 New Mexico Housing Report that states the need to solve the current housing crisis in Santa Fe is within the range of 5,000 to 10,000 housing units. That is more than a minimum of 3,500 units more than in what is in the current pipeline. Of the 5,000, approximately 2,435 units need to be affordable to low-income families that have a combined annual income of less than $25,000 a year. Better said, these 2,435 units would need to have a monthly rent of less than $625 a month. That is not feasible without affordable housing subsidies. This need would include those families just looking for a place to stay, homeless persons, commuters, affordable housing. All these family groups need to be considered individually, as there are different problems and solutions for each. Again, we are looking for the biggest impact to a large problem. So let's continue discussing supply and demand. Like any state, New Mexico desires outside income from developers to enter the state, spend money, create jobs, and increase taxes. Unfortunately, developers do not want to have to deal with a lot of government red tape and additional accounting practices to build affordable housing units within a complex. Thus, the law of the fee in lieu of affordable housing option was created. This allows developers to pay a fee so as not to have to deal with affordable housing rules or laws. Let me bring you an example. We want to bring in additional high-paying professionals to our state. These professionals could be doctors or scientists or other licensed professionals. Well, we have a beautiful state, but we don't have competitive wages. So it's difficult to encourage professionals to move here. Although we want these professionals to come to New Mexico, we would never allow these licensed professionals to pay a fee as opposed to being licensed to perform their services, would we? Of course not. That's why the fee in lieu of affordable housing option is just as ridiculous. What's the solution? How can we as a community come together to combat this issue and create a solution that would bring more families to Santa Fe, increase tax revenue, and create a safe place to live? I have 3 possible solutions. The first solution: abolish the fee in lieu of affordable housing option. Affordable housing rules were put in place for good reason. A few benefits of affordable housing. Affordable housing creates a positive impact on families and communities. Access to decent, affordable housing helps to provide stability for families, lowering the risk of vulnerable families becoming homeless. This also helps reduce the frequency of family moves, helping to create a stable environment for children. Low-income families usually have very little left over at the end of the month for other important expenses. This leads to a difficulty in budgeting. Affordable housing helps increase the amount of money that families can put towards saving for the future. Finally, affordable housing contributes to significant economic impacts, including, but not limited to, local spending, job creating, tax revenue. Solution number 2, all fees for housing options should be placed in an affordable housing coffer. This would help subsidize that rent mentioned in this year's housing report that would bring down housing rent below $625 a month. A third solution: create more multifamily housing. We have plenty of city-owned land that can be used for low-income housing. What about transferring the vacant college on St. Michael's in the middle of Santa Fe into affordable housing? Santa Fe needs housing options. In conclusion, we do not want our citizens homeless, so let's go get our homeless off the streets and give them a place to call home. The citizens of Santa Fe deserve to enjoy the option of living in the beautiful city without spending over half their salary to do so. Let's start taking more pride in our city and help make Santa Fe home. Thank you for your time, and remember, in the words of Laura Ingalls Wilder, home is the nicest word there is.